Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to take you through some settings so that you can have a more cinematic filming experience with the Panasonic GH5. If you're new here, my name is Caleb, and this channel is a resource to help you make your own videos, whether you've been making them for a while or just started making them. So whether you're thinking about getting a GH5, whether you've had one for a while, or maybe you just got one, there's a ton of settings on the GH5, and I'm going to walk you through a few of those right now. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to want to do before you do anything else, before you start shooting on the GH5, is you're going to want to set your shutter speed to an angle, not a number. Normally, whatever frame rate you're shooting at, you want your shutter speed to be double the frame rate. And so when you set it as an angle, it's always going to be double. So whether you're shooting at 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, what that's going to do is tell the camera to always double that shutter speed. And to do that, you go into the menu and go up to this first menu option right up top, and it's SS gain operation. And you're gonna click that and you're just gonna set it to angle. Now that you have that set, no matter what frame rate you're shooting at, it's always going to be double the frame rate. Your shutter speed is always gonna be double. So you have that set. Now you're ready to roll with everything else, basically shooting with the GH5. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the photo style. So you can get to the photo style by going into the menu and going to the second option and go into photo style. A lot of the time, I would say maybe, I don't know, 90% of the time, I actually shoot on the natural color profile where I get some really good colors and I don't need to spend a ton of time, going through and color correcting and color grading, because the colors that come out are pretty good, especially for YouTube content like this. A lot of that I shoot in the natural profile. And here's my settings: -2, -5, 0, -1, and 0. But another thing you're gonna wanna try out is all of these other type of photo styles, especially like Cine D. So you're gonna have a flatter profile to shoot in. So with Cine D, here are my settings right here. And then another one is that I don't shoot a ton in is the Vlog, which is the Panasonic's log format. And you're gonna wanna make sure that if you're shooting in log, you're gonna wanna go and make sure all of your scopes are set up. All right, another thing you're gonna wanna do before you start shooting are setting up the different scopes that the GH5 offers. So one of the main ones is the histogram, which is really far to the left there. I mean, that's a pretty dark image. And then they also have like zebra stripes to see if your image is overexposed. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but right up here towards the top, I've got some zebra stripes going. I'm just showing that that part is overexposed and I'm not gonna get any information from that. Then the other one is focus peaking and waveform. So let me show you how to get to each one of these settings to have these different scopes so that you can better understand what's going on in the image. So first, let's set up the histogram. And to do that, you just go into the first wrench right here, and we're gonna go to monitor, and we're going to scroll through these, and we're gonna set up the histogram right here. That's gonna kind of show you, give you an idea about exposure in your image, and you can put this anywhere on the screen. So another one I like having set up is peaking, and that's just going to show you like focus peaking. So when something's in focus, there's going to be some color around it and you're going to be able to see what in the image is in focus. The other one I like is having the guidelines on. It's kind of the rule of thirds. So you have the different lines and you have some other options if you want those, but I like the thirds. So let's go to the zebra pattern. So the zebra is going to show you what is overexposed. I have mine set on zebra 2 and I set it to 95% because I don't want it all the way up to 100. I want there to be a little bit of give in the image. So another one, especially if you're shooting in a log format, is having the waveform to see and just make sure things are exposed right. So to get your waveform and your vector scope, you're actually going to go up here to the first option and you're going to go down to where it says the waveform or the vector scope. And on that, you can pick which one you want, the wave or the vector. and you'll see that here, this image that is on the screen is really underexposed, but it gives you a good idea of your image. And if you're shooting in log format, that's really important to have these scopes up so that you're able to see if things are exposed right. Now, I did a video about setting up all these custom menu buttons on here. All of these are customizable, even up on top and on the front. And one of the things that I did is I set this function 4 up as those waveform and vector scopes. So for me, I can really easily get to these scopes just by pressing this function 4 button. And so I can just scroll through those real quick to test the image, see if things are exposed right, and then boom, back to the image, and I can see what's in the screen there. So make sure you check out that video on how to customize your Panasonic GH5 with all these function buttons that really just cover the whole camera. Okay, so next let's go into the record quality. And most of the time I'm shooting in 4K 8-bit. And to get to the record quality, you go into menu and go to the second option. And the record format, I'm usually in MOV, and then the record quality you can pick here. I like 4K 8-bit because at 24 frames per second, because you have the variable frame rate option, which is right here. And so a lot of times I'll bump that up to 60 frames per second because then you have some nice slow motion that you can use. Another one that I use a lot is the HD 1080, 24 frames per second. But the variable frame rate is available on that, and that goes up to 120 frames per second, which really helps with the stabilization of the image, the IBIS that's built into the GH5. You can get some really smooth shots without having to be on a gimbal in that 120 frames per second. So another thing you're gonna wanna do is set the ISO settings to a 3rd increments. And to do that, go into the menu, into the first wrench here, go to exposure, and ISO increments, you can set right here. And setting it at a 3rd is just gonna give you the option just to dial in the image just a little bit more. So you're gonna have a little bit more control over that image, and that could go a long way when you're shooting cinematic video. If you're not shooting on a GH5, check out my video about why the Panasonic GH5 is still one of the best cameras that you can get going into this year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.